Welcome guys, in this video we will be looking at AKM, the iconic weapon of PUBG Mobile. We will be going through these following topics. Understanding AKM's strengths such as damage and stats, how to control AKM's recoil and overall weapon handling, the best attachments for AKM, how to use AKM to its full potential. AKM is a beast when it comes to raw damage output, dealing 48 damage to the chest. This makes it the highest damage dealing assault rifle in the PUBG, tied only with the Groza in damage. However, if we look into the full body damage info, in some parts of the body, especially around the arms and legs area, AKM's damage is 50% higher as compared to Groza or any other assault rifles. This is a huge advantage for AKM users. For instance, this is a level 3 armor player. If you shoot in the chest it does 22 damage as shown on the screen, and when you shoot in the legs it does 32 damage, which is 50% more damage. This includes arms as well. Even against level 2 armored players, you're still doing 30% more damage as compared to hitting in the chest. Groza and barrel, or any other assault rifles, don't offer the same damage benefits as AKM. So with AKM, it's quicker to eliminate your opponents by targeting their arms or legs, and it only takes 4 hits to knock your enemy. However, I'm not saying you need to hit your opponent only in the legs, but if you do, it will increase your overall damage, even if it's only few shots in the legs. By the way, this portion of the video is sponsored by Arena Breakout. Arena Breakout is a next-level immersive tactical shooter from Tencent, the same developer behind PUBG Mobile. It is by far the most realistic and hardcore game that has ever been released for mobile. Ever dreamt of experiencing the ultra-realism of Escape from Tarkov right on your phone? Arena Breakout makes that dream a reality. One of my favorite things about this game is its realistic graphics. This is by far the best graphics I have ever seen in any mobile games. Arena Breakout supports up to 120 FPS, and the ultra-realistic graphics, lighting, and shadows are on par with those PCs and console platforms. Not just the graphics, but even its game mechanics are real. For instance, if you got shot in the legs, you can't run or sprint anymore until you fix and heal your injuries. The gun mechanics are next-level realism. In most other games you simply have to reload your gun, but in Arena Breakout, you need to manually load bullets into the magazine and then insert the mag into the firearm. This makes the game more fun and challenging. Arena Breakout features a new genre or game mode called Extraction Shooter. The concept of this game is that you enter a battlefield filled with NPC, but also real players. Your mission? Scour the battlefield and raid all the houses to collect precious supplies and resources. You may come across NPCs and real players. You could choose to play stealthy and avoid gunfights, or play aggressively for high-stakes rewards. However, if you get killed, then you lose everything you have. So strategy is the key here. You need to extract all the loot back to the base safely, so you can sell those items in open market for coin. With this coin, you can upgrade your current weapons or buy new weapons in the open market. In the gunsmith there are over 700 gun parts with 10 modification slots, so you can customize weapons to your liking. Arena Breakout Season 2 update is live now with a new massive port map, along with a new storm warning mode. It features a new rainy weather during the nights. Currently there's a special Halloween event. Dive deep into intense boss battles in each map. By defeating the boss you will get some valuable loot. Arena Breakout is most popular new mobile shooter game in 2023. Over 80 million players have already downloaded the game worldwide. Join the massive community. It's available on Google Play and the App Store. You can click the link in this video's description or pinned comment to download the game. Special thanks to Arena Breakout for sponsoring this video. Back to the AKM. Now let's talk about the rate of fire. AKM has a low firing speed. In comparison, many 5.56 rifles, such as the M416, have a higher rate of fire. In fact, it is the slowest firing assault rifle in PUBG Mobile, shooting about 10 bullets per every second. This slow rate of fire is intentionally to balance to match its high per hit damage. This slow firing rate is a big downside for AKM, but when used strategically it can turn into an advantage rather than a limitation. Wondering how? This takes us to the recoil controlling of AKM. AKM is known for having a very high recoil, but due to the slower firing speed of AKM, it takes longer for the gun to climb up during the spray, giving you more time to adjust and control the direction of the spray. But it's still extremely difficult to control the recoil. However, I will show you 2 special methods to control AKM's recoil. First method is burst firing 5 rounds. Do you know that your first 5 shots from your spray have the least amount of recoil as compared to rest of the spray? So burst fire 5 bullets and wait. Burst fire 5 rounds again. In this way you will have the best stability and it's easier to control recoil. If you go full spray, the horizontal recoil will kick in and it's hard to control. Using a burst fire method can indeed help you manage recoil more effectively compared to full-on spraying. Now let's look at method 2, aiming for chest instead of the head. If you pay attention to your sprays, there's a huge gap between your first and second bullets, known as bullet jump. You can take advantage of this bullet jump by aiming at the chest, and the weapon kick will lead your aim to the head after first bullet, so you can continue the spray like this. Even if you don't control the recoil at all, just by aiming for the chest, there's a higher chance your second or third bullet will hit the head due to the recoil. And if you combine first and second methods, you will achieve these laser-like sprays with zero recoil. However, AKM's range is effective only up to 50 meters. Beyond 50 meters, AKM's performance will be less reliable. It's better to use 5.56 guns, as they are much better suited for mid-range fights. A quick overlook at the damage per second or DPS. This will tell us exactly how much damage a weapon will do in a second. AKM deals 480 damage per second, which is pretty average for 7.62 rifles, as you can see, while the 5.56 are usually lower except the AUG. Now let's talk about the best attachments for AKM. There's only one right attachment for AKM, and that is the compensator, extended quick draw mag and a red dot. The flash hider is more like an alternative if you can't find the compensator. But never use a suppressor because it makes the AKM sound less powerful. However, it doesn't affect any performance of AKM nor improve. The AKM features one of the best iron sights in the game. I know many of you like to use AKM without a scope because of excellent no-scope accuracy, but I highly recommend putting a red dot or holographic sight. This increases your scope opening time by 10%, which can be a significant advantage in close-range encounters. So remember to put a scope on your AKM. It's a great early weapon because it doesn't require a lot of attachments to function. If you happen to find an AKM right after landing, you're in for a great match. The AKM's high damage output makes it a beast during the early stages of the game. So when should you use the AKM and how should you use it? At shorter distances within tight spaces, the AKM is your trusty comrade. Its raw damage itself is enough to quickly shred your enemies away from your match. While hip firing does offer a quick response, be a bit careful when using AKM's hip fire, as it can be very unreliable sometimes. Overall, AKM is a very unstable gun. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't, but even a few hits can be lethal. And from short to medium range, you're pushing the AKM's limits, but more like you pushing your limits to control AKM. Continuous spraying is not ideal at this range, so you have to use special methods, such as burst firing 5 rounds and aiming for the chest. It's far more effective than praying and spraying. Pairing AKM with your secondary weapon, I strongly suggest you to go with either DMRs or 5.56 assault rifles like M4, SCAR etc., but DP28 and AKM would be a deadly combination in my opinion. Finally, to sum up this video, AKM is a legendary weapon. It has a lethal damage output, especially to the arms and legs, but at a cost of slow rate of fire, which can be beneficial for you if you use the slow firing speed to adjust your recoil better. On the bright side, it still has the highest damage per bullet, so for every hit, your enemy will feel it. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. If you got any more questions about AKM, comment down below or join my Discord server, where I might reply to your questions over there. And also you will find hundreds of layout controls and settings, from 2-finger to 6-finger claw, so you can look at their layouts to create your own custom controls. And you could also post your controls and settings here, so it might help other players like you. So join my Discord server, link is in description, and also in the pinned comment. That's all I got for this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more upcoming videos like these. See you guys in the next one.